Hello guys. I had to do a big sigh doing before starting this video, before doing this topic, right? It required a big sigh. Let's talk about trauma. Give me 1 second, guys. So this live is inspired by Estefan, right? Estefan was on my previous live and they asked a question about childhood trauma, and I feel like it would be a good idea to talk about trauma in general, right? My screen is playing out. 1 second. No, I can't see my screen. Okay, we're back. Yeah, so I thought it'd be good to talk about trauma in general. I know there's lots of different types of trauma that people go through. People go through childhood trauma, which is one of the hardest ones to heal because with childhood, right, you don't heal straight away. You probably don't know how to heal from things, and obviously the people that are in, sorry guys, the people that are in charge of you, the people that are taking care of you, they may not. I don't know if you guys can hear me. So, childhood trauma is one of the hardest ones to heal because um, the people that are in control of you, the people that are taking care of you, they may not help you to heal those things. They may not get you the help that you need. I'm not saying that it's impossible to heal. It is possible to heal from any trauma. All things are possible through Christ. Amen. He is the only one that can heal us. He will send help to us. He will send the right people into our lives to shed light on what it is that we need to heal from. And, you know, they will. Reason why I say shed light is because with trauma, some people tend to pull it in darkness. They tend to not look at it, push it away. But with people shedding light on it, it gives you that chance to confront it and to heal from it, to pray on it. Thank you so much for the like. So, um, he'll put the right people into your life to break that pattern, to break that curse, because most traumas can be through generations, right? And whatever happens to your mother, your father, your sister, your auntie. Hello, Jose, how are you? Is that how you pronounce it? Or is it Jose? What happens to your mother, your father, your brother, your sister, your uncle, your aunt, these things will happen to you, right? And I don't want to speak that into existence, but there's a high chance that it can, unless the curse has been broken. Thank you so much for the like, guys. So with trauma, sometimes it can be breeded into you where hi, Laughter King, how are you? Hi, Tisha, how are you? Yeah, so it can be breeding into you where, and thanks so much for the like, guys. It can be breeding into you where the similar patterns can arise again, right? And that's kind of how trauma happens. Satan works through trauma. Satan loves trauma. Satan loves to see people weak, sad, in pain. Satan loves that. You know, anything that can keep you stuck and stagnant is amazing for the world of darkness. They love that because it helps them to control you better. You know, they can bring people into your lives to trigger that, you know, that trauma in you. And it can either make or break the relationship, guys. You have that control. Hello, THCJ 1973. I can't see correctly. How are you? Yeah, so, you know, trauma is one of those things. It's one of those things that a lot of people, it depends on your cultural background. Some people grow up in families where you don't talk about trauma. Whatever happens, you just forget about it and you carry on. Some people just, they feel the trauma of their family members, they feel it, but they don't know how to deal with it together as a family unit. Thank you so much, Editor Man. Yeah, so they don't know how to deal with it as a family unit, so that makes it quite challenging. But hi Edison man, how are you? Yes, as I was saying, so yeah, so trauma can happen in so many ways. When families don't work together to heal it, it prolongs the suffering, it prolongs the pain, it helps the cycle to continue, right? So that cycle will manifest in generations and generations down. And I think a lot of people don't realize it is so important to address issues within the family, to tackle problems as a family unit. And can you imagine how powerful families would be if they all did that? If they were like, your problem is my problem. One beautiful thing, I don't know if I should share this, but someone that's came into my life, we were talking about my trauma, right? Very, very hard. It was very challenging. And I got in my feelings, guys. I got in my feelings, and I know that they were trying to make me look on the bright side, because they don't fully know what's happened in my life, but they was trying to make me look on the bright side, and I became very defensive, right? I was aware. I was very aware that I was becoming defensive. I stayed like very calm with them, because obviously it's not their fault. I'm not going to be snapping at them, because obviously they're not the person that caused the problem in my life. I remained calm. I felt like I was probably, to their eye, maybe in their opinion, I was probably very stubborn. I didn't want to hear what they had to say. I wasn't taking their voice on board. I remember them saying that, there's bigger problems out there, which I totally agree. They were trying to make me see that, even though they said it's the past, and I agree with them 100%. When they said that it's the past, I agree with that. Like, I accept that. But they were trying to make me see, like, your life the way it is, there's people with more problems, and people would view that as gaslighting, but I don't. I think it's very important that they say that, because there may be situations in my life in the future where my life could get so much worse, right? And then I would do anything to have that problem back, even though right now I wouldn't want that problem. It put things in perspective for me. But I just said to them, like, that we were talking afterwards as normal, and I said, you know what, I need 5 minutes from this conversation. And they didn't get it, and I was like, not that they didn't get why I wanted to leave, they just when in one ear at the other, they was coming and talking. I said, listen, I need a break. And I explained to them, like, because of this conversation, and I said, I feel sad right now. And they said a word in their language. This is the beautiful part. They said a word in their language, and I was like, what does that mean? And they said it means they want to take my sadness and have my they want to take my sadness away so they can have it instead. And guys, that was so, oh my gosh, guys, my heart is so touched. That was so beautiful, guys. Like, I've never had anyone say something like that to me before. It's beautiful. This is the thing about languages. We don't have that in English language. We don't have that phrase. That was so beautiful. And that literally makes my heart want to cry, because it's almost like they wasn't referring to my trauma. They was on about me in the current state where I was feeling sad because of the conversation. And the fact that they expressed that they want to have my pain instead was beautiful, because it means that they can banish that sadness, they can get rid of it just in exchange for me to be happy. Guys, I'm smiling so much because that's so sweet. That is so sweet. I love people. I love meeting people. I just love learning different cultures. I love learning things, interesting things from people. I just think people are so beautiful. People are so beautiful, and the ones that are hard-headed, the ones that are cold-hearted, they don't want to connect to that side of themselves where they're beautiful. They don't want to connect to it. Some people take that kind of horrible, hard side with them to their grave. Um, they don't want to be vulnerable. They don't want people to see that side of them. And you see this in people where they're cold. They're so cold. They don't want to. They don't want to show feelings. Um, they want to be detached. They don't really want to connect to people. I feel like they're monsters, right? And it's so strange to me because even if I have some of those traits, I feel like I'm the complete opposite. Um, and that's the beautiful thing about trauma. When you overcome it and you're able to be happy, you're able to see how far you've come in life. You don't measure your life based on your trauma. Never do that. Don't do that. But you deserve to work to get the life that you should have had, right? It's like building blocks. You're like, okay, my building blocks have been knocked down on the right hand side, but I'm gonna go and build on the left hand side because I deserve to build that house. I deserve to build my happiness. I deserve to build my family. I deserve to build me. I deserve to get back what I lost. I deserve to build back what should have been mine. And that's very powerful because that's literally put me in deep thought. That's so powerful, guys. I don't think people understand, like, you shouldn't live life crushed. No one should. You have to keep going in life. Think of the ticking noise of is it a train? The ticking noise of the train. The train can't stop, right? It has to keep going until it reaches the end. Your end is not here yet. You're just beginning. You're still on that journey. You're going to meet a lot of people on the way of that journey. You're going to see different views. You're going to learn so many things about life. You don't know what turning the train's going to take. You just don't know. You don't know who you're really going to meet, guys. That's the beautiful thing about life. Just picture yourself on a train, right? You're sitting there, you got your earphones in, and you're looking out the window, and then you think, you know what? I'm going to take my earphones out, and I'm going to really connect with the world. And then a lovely, can I say German lady? I don't know why I picture someone from Europe somewhere, but she can speak good English. So a German lady gets on the train, and she's roughly about 68 years old, right? She's got piercing blue eyes, glasses, very well dressed, but very down to earth. And she sits next to you on the train. And she's got this warm energy to her where she's really invested in talking to you, right? Nobody else on the train is invested the way she is, right? And she connects, right? Because she's meant to meet you. And she asks if she can sit next to you, and you say, yeah, sure. But you're not expecting nothing from this conversation. And she's got this warm smile, this warm energy, a very womanly, motherly love, right? And you guys start talking. She asks you, how's your day? She asks you where you're going to. And you look at her and you say, I don't know. Guys, you know when you get on the train, I've seen your comment, Estef, and I will get back to you. When you're on a train, you know where you're going, right? Have you noticed with life, a lot of people don't know where they're going. So you get on this train of this life, it's ticking by, the train is ticking. But you've got to stay on this train. You don't know where life is taking you because you don't have that full control over your life. You don't have that control. You don't know where this train's going to take you. But this lady, right now in the present moment, a lot of people don't stay in the present moment. Just trauma takes you away from present moment. With this woman, you're in the present moment. You have to get back, think now to now. You're on this train now. This woman, and she's really invested in talking to you, right? And she asks you where you're going, and you said you don't know, right? that opens a can of worms for the conversation. That when I say can of worms, I don't mean in a negative way. I mean that means that she can now know where to take this conversation. She wants to teach. She could either teach you about life, or she can listen to you down and being down, depressed. What version of ourselves are we showing up to people? Are we allowing people that chance to guide us in life, to help us? Or are we going to keep repeating the past story, the past to people? The same old version when it's a new day, you're on the train, you can't keep talking about the last stop. The last stop is already gone. The person arguing with you on the train, they've already gone. They're literally at home eating dinner with their family. And you're gonna bring that conversation to the German lady who is literally, she's warm, she's friendly. You're gonna bring that conversation to her, or you're gonna bring a new mindset to her, a new direction where you want to go in life. Do you see where I'm going with this, right? You can either live in that trauma, or you can live in the present moment with the lovely person, right? So Estefan said, I don't know who I am. I could do a video on this because I did. Can I just say that we are constantly growing as people? Thank you so much for the like. We are constantly growing as people. The person that I knew myself to be 5 years ago is completely different to who I am now. It's always changing, right? It's always changing. And I love writing. I really love writing. Hi, Andrea. How are you? I love writing, and I remember I was in a self-discovery stage of my life. I was discovering who I am, and it worked, right? And I wrote about myself. It's beautiful, and I feel like when you know who you are, it helps a lot. Thank you so much for subscribing. If it comes up on my notification, I will subscribe back to you. Everything that I wrote about myself, I haven't properly reflected on it, but when I glance over it, I'm like, wow, I've changed. I've changed so much. And you don't change based on what you think. You change based on the people around you in the environment that you're in, right? Because those things unfortunately shape us, right? This is why in Genesis, God instructed Abraham to leave his father's tent, right? He instructed him, right? And he had to leave. If he didn't leave, his life wouldn't be in the direction that God wants it to be, right? It's when you move, that's when God moves. Estefan said writing is nice poetry. I agree. Writing is so beautiful. I love writing. I could write forever. I don't do it enough, but writing is so beautiful. It's very healing as well. But let's get back to that train. That lady's still waiting for us to continue the conversation. So there's a lot of people with wisdom, and thank you for saying I'm pretty. That's so sweet. Thank you so much. There's a lot of people with wisdom, and you know, you'd be surprised when you talk to people, they can share it. People that really live life. But so you're on this train, and the energy of this woman is so contagious. It's like she's excited for her journey. She's so excited for life. At her age as well, 63 or 68, whatever age I said. She's so, just think of a child. Inside, she's like a child. She's so pumped up for this journey. She's just happy to connect with people. And that's something a lot of people have lost. Everyone's on their phones. But she's so happy to connect with you on the train. And this conversation can go whichever direction you want it to go. You decide the direction you want things to go in your life, starting with your mind and what you speak out into the world as well. But when you meet people, Do you want people to know about the sadness in your life? Or do you want people to explore who you are to bring that brightness out of you? Because you get to decide, right? And I know where the conversation would go with me, because I am very bubbly when I meet with people. I love talking to people. I'm a social bunny, and a lot of people tell me not to be this way. But I would learn a lot from that lady in that moment, because I like to make the most of people. When I meet people, I like to make the most of them. I would really match her energy. I would connect with her. I would talk about great things. And she would leave that train with a bigger smile on her face than when she first met me. Esteban said you relate to me in a way, right? You were born to parents who did. Yeah. Yeah, that must have been on one of my lives. I don't view myself as a child that was born out of wedlock, though. I don't look at myself in that way. I never think about it in terms of that. Because I'm older now, because I'm in my 30s, it's not me trying to make myself seem above you, but because I'm in my 30s, a lot of things become less important. You are like where I am in life, I'm still finding myself. I am focused on becoming an adult, if that makes sense, like an established adult. But I feel like your viewpoint could be because you are discovering um, a lot of things spiritually. You are looking at things from a different angle, which is very interesting. You said props, that's a work. Thank you. Yeah, what's beautiful is people look at different aspects of life. So the fact that you look at that is very interesting. I don't feel like I should be like, oh, you shouldn't look at that, because there's a reason why you look at it. But I will get back to you in a moment, Andrea, because you've left a comment. But yeah, I'm literally on the train and I'm like having different conversations that you would have. I am looking at life differently. I am talking about adult things in terms of like trying to connect with people that have the knowledge that I need for my next journey. Do you see the difference? So there's a lot of things that I need to learn to adults. They call it to adults. I'm still trying to learn a lot of things, and I know that I am behind a lot of people, because people my age probably have family, wedding or marriage. They probably talk about things like mortgage. I'll say the words. Thank you so much for the heart. They probably talk about these kind of things, and you guys are so sweet. They probably talk about these kind of conversations. So talking to them gives me inspiration, because I like to collect info that I know that I would need on my journey in life later on. So the conversations I would have is things that I'm trying to learn from people to become, to achieve my goals. Because I created a vision board, guys. I've planned my life full out. Even if it doesn't happen the way that I want it to, I still have an idea of what it is that I need to achieve. So when I meet with people, I know if they can add to my goals or not. I know if they can be resourceful or not. Andrea said one time I needed something and I asked God for an angel. Oh, and I think he sent me you because you're, oh, that's so sweet. Thank you so much. That's really sweet. Heart. I'm giving you a heart. Thank you so much. Accent it shall be given, Jesus Christ. Amen to that, Esther. Yeah, I think you are very mysterious, Estefan. I think you hold the cards close to your chest. So it's like you reach out to people, but it's hard for me to kind of get that information to you fully, because I don't know what it is. So it can be quite I don't want to say challenging, but it can be quite a mystery, should I say, a mystery. Thank you so much for the like, guys. You guys are so sweet. um, but yeah, so back to trauma. So when you think of a train doesn't go backwards, a train moves forward, right? And even though it's moving forward and it's putting people into the future, it's putting people into a new direction, it's putting people onto the next destination, right? And you can choose when to get off this train. You can choose when to get off. Yeah, I'm glad you made it, Sky. You can choose when to get off, but it's up to your mindset if you want to stay in that trauma or not. You could, so many people on that train have got different things going on in their heads, right? And you can choose to be on that train with the same, memories, same old memories. That memories thing is stuck in my head. I'm going to go back to it. Or you could be excited for what's to come in life, or you could be looking at that window and just really be hurtful, over like past trauma, and your new conversations will bring in that trauma. Or you could bring newness into your life. Oh, what I want to say about memories is I do remember, like, I'd go on the train. We have a metro where I live and a tram, and I'd go on there and you literally like reminisce. I used to reminisce. I'm a dreamer, so I'd reminisce about like old conversations, memories with someone. People do that though on the train, so I understand. But you take your trauma with you sometimes, which is understandable. Yeah, Scott is finally on time, literally, for once. Yeah, I am. That's my new record for coming on early. Yeah, I was wondering when you guys was going to come back on. I was thinking, I think AP is definitely sleeping. Another Space Note is definitely sleeping. I think Luke said good night, so I think it's just only you two. I think it's only you two. But yeah, so just picture yourself on that train. You're not getting off that train for now unless you want to get off the next stop, but it's like the end is like when your life is over, but it's like you meet so many people on the way. It's so exciting. It makes me smile because I love meeting new people. So many. Yes, you're here as well, Andrew. I'm so sorry. Um, yeah, three people. Yeah, it's you three. Yeah. So you get on this train, and Scott, I said, I don't answer that. Yeah. Hey, everyone. Uh, Um, sorry, the reason why I laugh when I say hey everyone is because the person that came into my life, they literally laugh at me when I say it and they mimic it. So I can't even say hello everyone now without thinking of them or laughing about it. It's so funny. But yeah. So, oh, thank you so much for the like, guys. Yeah, so it's like you're on this train, and you're having these conversations, you're meeting new people, and it's exciting. You're meeting people from all walks of life, people with so many thoughts in their heads. Oh, Luke is here. Luke said, okay, bye. um, yeah, so many thoughts in their heads, and it's like this train is just going and going, and that's life. That is life. When you look at life, life is like a train. No matter where your thought process is, if you're stuck in the past, the train is still taking you forward. Changes are still happening in life, whether you like it or not, right? And you get to choose. You get to choose, what do you want for your life moving forward? Do you want to stay stuck? Um, or do you want to keep bringing the baggage with you? Do you want to keep talking to new people about your baggage? And I do understand people having to talk about their baggage because that's how you release it. I understand that. Like, I understand we have to talk about our pain, our suffering. That's how we understand it. But there is people in our lives ready to bring us newness, and you're literally weighing them down with your baggage, right? And I'm not telling you guys how to be with people. I'm not telling you guys to not talk about stuff. I'm just saying, you're on this train and new people are coming on this train in and, people are coming in and out of your life. How are you using that time with them? Oh, Andrew is so sweet. Like, this woman is God's daughter, like, and something. That's so sweet. Thank you for saying that. Oh, Sky, I said that what you have done. Yes, Sky is subscribed to me. Thank you, guys. So just imagine yourself. I got this imagery from my last manager. My last manager said, life is like being on a bus. He goes, you can stop and get off whenever you want, and then return back onto that journey whenever you choose to. And that's beautiful as well. But I just like the concept of a train for some reason. I just like the fact that it's moving and you just don't know when the end is going to be. And you can get off this train when you want to, but it's like, do we get off the train when life becomes too much? When hearts to you, Andrea. Or do you want to keep pursuing that train where you're meeting really cool people? And that's the thing with trauma, right? Trauma is there, right? It's real. But are we going to let it infect our relationships moving forward? You choose. Let me talk about trauma a bit with you guys. Let me try and think, right? Trauma, I'm going to say random stuff about trauma. I'm going to throw some random points out there. Trauma can affect people's lives, right? It can stop your progress. It can hinder your life in ways that some people never suffer the same way as you. And this is why comparison is really bad in life. When you start looking at other people the same age as you, or you start looking at how everyone's achieving stuff but you're suffering, right? Yes, it destroys your faith. I had someone say to me, they commented on like my choices in life. They started comparing my life to other females, and they said, you've done exactly what other females have done. And they don't understand my life, they don't understand my journey, they know nothing about me, right? They only know what they see online. And I know that if I was to do what they expected of me from my age, right, I was never ready. I was never ready to settle down, have kids in my 20s, marriage in my 20s. There's no way. There's no way my life was set up that way. I know I was a mess in my 20s. I was clueless about life. I was very in a bad place. There's no way. There's no way I would have been mentally mature for that. There's no way. That's just asking for trouble. I was very immature. It took me a long time to mature, actually. There's no way. People need to be realistic. Not everyone can do things at the same age as everyone else. It doesn't work that way. And that's what people need to realize. I'm so very hyper and I can get crazy sometimes. So if I do anything dumb or bad, I apologize. Oh, Scott, thank you for pre-warning me. Thank you for that. We accept you the way you are, Scott, so don't worry. I can get crazy sometimes if I do anything dumb or bad. Just don't break your phone, Scott. Don't break your phone. Don't break your phone. Because you need this live. Esteban said Satan uses trauma as a weapon for demons and destroying souls. I literally said that. You wasn't here. I said that in the beginning. Oh my gosh, I wish you was here on the very beginning. If you watch this live from the beginning, you'll be like, yep, yep, yep. You'll be agreeing with me. Oh, thank you. I love you too, Andrea. My baby, you so sweet. Thank you so much. Yeah, so trauma can put people into a freeze moment where they freeze, they find it hard to go forward. Like I said on the train, they find it hard to go forward. They're stuck, right? They don't know what to do next. and it depends what the trauma is. But when you become very aware of these things, you know that you need to unstuck yourself. And I really wanted that as a job. I wanted a job where I could connect with people and I would help them become unstuck. Because I literally felt like that was my mission in life. I didn't stick to it though, because I felt like no one was interested. But I really felt like I could use my intuition to connect with people and just literally help them become unstuck, especially through writing. Yeah, very interesting. Maybe I should pursue that again. But yeah. Oh, Scott, I said that's why I love coming onto your lives. Oh, thank you. Oh, I have to go now, but I love you. Love you too. Love you too, Andrew. Have a good night, or good morning, or good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Like, enjoy your day. Um, Thank you so much for joining. Um, yeah, so trauma can kind of have that effect on people. So it's so important to decide what you want for your life if you want to move forward. Yeah, so you have to get back on that train. You get off that, you've left the train, get back onto the train and start building your life. You have to. I'm trying to think of other ways. Trauma. I find that, I don't know, people react to trauma differently, but I find that it made me become more soft as a person, where I wanted more people to be nice to me. Like, if people were horrible to me, I was very sensitive to that. I believe everyone should be kind to everyone. People shouldn't be horrible to people. It's so toxic. We live in a toxic world. Trauma sometimes shows up in romantic relationships, guys. It shows up in romantic relationships. Um, Sometimes it can be a repeated pattern of the trauma coming back up again, where you see your partner, I don't know, it depends what the trauma is, you see your partner recreating the same scenario or something, it can show up in those ways. And then that's kind of when you probably don't want to deal with the relationship as well. So it's good to have a partner that understands you, or even if it's not a partner, it's good to have friends that understand you in a way. As Stephen said, are you therapists? You guys are so cute. You guys are super cute, I swear. um, yeah, so it's good to have like friends or family, like people that can really listen to you. They can understand. Understanding is a very big thing. It can help you to heal. Um, oh, Sky said, "Oh, cute." Esther said, "Oh, you're a therapist?" And no, I've always wanted to do like therapy or like become a therapist or a counselor or something like that. I've always wanted to do that. I was gonna say, yeah, so it can show up in those ways as well. Trauma can also be a way to help you to become wise as well. So, um, if you've been through, I don't know if your partner or someone betrayed you, um, you hold like a high standard when you meet new people, where you don't want them to um, do the same. I remember speaking to a lady and she said to me, she was so sweet. I literally backed her corner. I didn't know her, but I could see she was being gaslit and I literally defended her corner. I spoke up for her. And then she said to me afterwards, she was like, "Why are you being so nice to me?" That's trauma. Like, if someone's saying to you, "Why are you being so nice to me?" That is odd. That means that they're dealing with someone that's not being nice to them. So they're projecting that to you. They're talking to you as if you're the person that's harmed them. Yeah, she always says it if I speak to her. She goes, "Thank you for being nice to me." She goes, "Why are you being so nice to me?" And I'm just like, I'm just being a normal human being. You know? Let me read the comments. You seem to know a lot about a lot of things you're talking about. Yeah, I think it's through like healing and stuff. Oh, Estefan, that's such a huge compliment. Thank you so much. Hearts to you. Thank you so much. Sky said, "What a therapist? I have it a lot." Well, I want to talk about this. A therapist. Oh God, this is so confusing to explain, because a therapist and counselor are two different things. And someone explained it to me before, but I forgot what it is. Counselors, um, I think, I think counselors give directions of what you need to do. I think they give advice, but I think therapists, I don't think they can. Don't think therapists can. because I think they listen to you more, right? And they get you to do the work. They get you to do the thinking, whereas a counsellor, I think they give you advice. So if you had a therapist, I think what they do is, if you talk to a therapist, I know schools have counsellors, but I think with therapists, they would get you to talk about your problems. So they would say, what is it that you're thinking, and you start talking about it, and then they get you to decide what you want to do next, if that makes sense. So I probably needed a therapist, I think, because I was saying to the counsellor, I was like, I want to move forward. Um, Estefan answered. A therapist is someone who is an expert in mental health, and you talk to them about your feelings and they diagnose just think, oh, they do give advice. I'm so sorry, I got it wrong. They are like a support. Okay, thank you guys. I'm learning from you guys. No, you're welcome. I think I gave you the wrong explanation. I do apologise. Oh, thank you. Oh, Sky, you guys are so sweet. Literally, hearts to you. You guys are so sweet. Oh my gosh, I'm literally smiling. Yeah, so yeah, as I was saying, like about trauma. Yeah, so if you really listen to what people are saying to you, sometimes they are speaking through their trauma. As that lady did, she said, "Why are you being nice to me?" Which is an odd thing to say to a stranger, because it's normal to say thank you for being nice to me, but she's asking me. She's like, "Why are you being nice to me?" So that's a strange question. So sometimes you're not speaking to people. You're speaking to they're speaking to you through their trauma, right? And it's quite sad. This is why you see some people, they can be angry, they can snap at people for no reason, and it's probably the trauma. They may be triggered, lots of different things. It's too broad to narrow it down. Sky says, see why you asked. Oh, that's really sweet. You guys are so nice. Esteban says she's right. People aren't used to being treated nice. Yeah, and to me, like, it's strange to ask that question, why you be nice to me? Because it could mean that probably she could be in a abusive relationship or something. I mean, as far as I knew, she was in a relationship. She never said if she never disclosed her relationship status with me, but she could be experiencing some emotional abuse where someone is probably like yelling at her and saying you're worthless, you're this, you're that. And then when someone is being nice to her, being the total opposite, that's where she could question it and say, well, why are you being nice to me? Because she could be wondering, what's my intentions, or why am I not treating her as a worthless person, for example. We don't know, because people don't always speak out or ask for help. So is it true? They wonder if you're trying to get something out of them. Yeah, they probably do. Yeah. Some people have been mistreated and taken advantage of. Yeah, it's very sad. This was a grown woman. She was older than me. She could have been roughly in her 40s, 50s. But she expressed that she used to be, is it a deacon in the church? And she just backslid. She says she backslid. So, Sky, and backslid is like when people are a Christian and then they're really focused on God, and then they decide to pull away and they decide to live a life of sin. We all have free will, but that's what they call backsliding. So you're backsliding back to your old ways or new sinful ways. But it seemed like there was so much going on in her family. She said that she's struggling with one of her sons. He's struggling, and you could just see like there's so much. I wouldn't say chaos, but there's probably just a lot going on, and she probably just needs someone to come in and help her. Um, I lost contact with her though, and I wouldn't say I lost contact with her. I remained texting her, but she was very late with her texts. It didn't seem like she'd want to put that effort into keeping me in her life. And you find that when people are going through a lot, they don't prioritize the people that are good for them. They probably put more energy into the people that are wrong for them, which I understand because I do this also. Yeah, Estefan said fall into sin. Yeah, that's true. Fall into sin. Sky said, love how you said Sky, then you explained it like you can read my mind. Yes, because I know you're thinking, what is backslide? You're gonna think, what is that? Oh, so as you was about to ask, I literally answered. Yeah, I knew that you was gonna ask it. Just do. I'm a bit like a teacher. That's what teachers do. They say a word and then they explain it because they know their students are not gonna understand it. Um, yeah. So let's go back onto trauma. Let me think of more examples for you guys. It's so interesting. You know what's very interesting? The fact that why was I born dumb? Ah, expand on that. Expand on that. Why was I born dumb? I actually did a similar thing to that lady when she said, "Why are you being nice to me?" With the new person in my life, when they speak to me, there's certain things um, that they'll say to me, and they were undoing the lies of the enemy, right? I keep wanting to do video on this, but they know my channel. I think they know my channel, so I'm so scared to speak about them. But I would say to them, I would answer back to them as the person that put the lies into my brain. Do you get it? So they're trying to eradicate, get rid of that mindset that I had, and I was like, no, right? And I said it on my other live. I said, how I would say my ex would say to me that my belly was fat as a joke. They said it as a joke, guys. But I didn't realize that I carried that mindset with me. So with that new person in my life, they complimented my stomach and I was like, I'm fat. And I was like, no, they was saying how my stomach is nice. And I was like, huh, but I'm fat. And then I realized, I reflected, and when I saw them again, I said to them that my ex used to say that my stomach was fat. And I said thank you to them. I was like, thank you for complimenting me. So it's crazy how um, people can plant seeds in your head and then, you have that conversation with people. But the thing is, like, I'm sometimes aware that um, some of the thoughts are not mine. And I'm aware that it's things that people say to me. But when I'm talking to someone, they won't know that. Only I know that. Um, Why was I born dumb? Smart but emotionally dumb. What is emotionally dumb, guys? How would you define that? I am good at reading books and writing and composing stuff like a technical geek. But no one's good at everything. This is why everyone has strengths and weaknesses, and this is why people have to rely on each other for the strengths, and anyone that's got weaknesses, people's strengths come to balance it out. That's why in workplaces, a good manager will know who to use for what task. Listen, if you think you're dumb, then I don't have no brain because you're smart. I'm the dumb one who's you're not dumb, Sky. You're literally the cutest thing ever in my life. It's been said, but dumb when it comes to people and how they feel and how to treat people good. I'll read that again. That comes in time. That you don't get that right straight away. It depends on what type of relationships you have around you. It depends on how you've been trained by other people. To know how to treat people, that takes time because you're learning about people. If you meet someone new, you're learning about them, you're learning about what they like and what they don't like. So it comes with time and building a bond with someone. Some people are very good at hiding how they feel as well. I think smart people are the ones who are able to look out for each other and love each other. No, smart people are the ones that are very cautious of people. They're the ones that are alert and they're really analysing what's going on around them. I feel like that's more smart. Estefan, am I allowed to ask a question? Yeah, it's okay if you don't want to answer. I'll give you guys a moment and I can think of more points. I think of more points for you guys. Trauma. Let me think. Trying to think of more points for you guys. It's so hard. I feel like I might have covered everything in terms of trauma, especially when it involves relationships. Um, I just think that we are continuously healing. I feel like God can be the provider in that aspect. God can know who to bring into your life. Like I said on the last live, God knows who to bring into your lives to, you know, stimulate that growth, that healing journey, to catapult you in the right direction. And it's up to you on that train if you want to bring that newness into your life, or do you want to carry on hanging on to the baggage. It's up to you. No, I don't know. I don't think you did. Let me see. Let me read your comment again. It's if you think you're done, then I have no brain because you're small. I think it would. You probably feel like you've made SFM mad or upset by your comment when you said SFM. If you think you're dumb, then I don't have no brain because you're smart. I'm the dumb one to be. The dumb when it comes to be. Oh, because I know why you feel like that. Because when you made the statement, Estefan didn't really answer you. That's why. That's probably why you feel that way. Because when I read the thread, it's like you made that statement and then Estefan just carried on talking about um, the aspect of how they feel like they're unable to know how people are feeling. They just continue their explanation. That's why you feel that way, I think. True, that's true, Sky. You did say, to be fair, you did say that he didn't have to answer. That's true. That's actually true. Esteban said, I'm willing to answer. Good communication skills, guys. Does anyone on here have any questions about trauma? Does anyone have any questions? Because I'm going to wrap this video up. You know, does anyone have any questions about anything? Anything at all? Or have anything to say? Because I feel like I've covered everything in terms of trauma. I feel like trauma is a topic that you can still talk about lots of things, but you have to have a topic about it. Scott said. Sky makes me laugh. Quick, think of lots and lots of questions. That's actually made my day. That's actually made my day. I love that. Oh, I feel really happy just reading that. You don't understand how happy that's made me. Like my mood that's been off today. Like I don't even care about my mood anymore. That's made my night. Like I swear, you guys are so funny. Like all of you guys are so individual, like unique, and it's just I just love it. I just love how my words can't express it. I just love you guys. This one was you answer my question. Or are you saying it to Tanya? They're saying it. I think they're saying that to you. They mean like they're willing to answer any question in general. They're just saying in general. I think. Why am I answering for Estefan? I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I can add towards trauma. I thought Estefan would have questions based on trauma. Oh, they already asked the question, Estefan. It was earlier when they said, did they upset you? Okay, guys. So, I feel like Sky is gonna say something if I wrap this video up now. Um, yes, I said no, not upset. Yeah, so guys, we're still on this train. No to leaving. We're still on this train. We don't know where we're gonna go, and life is a journey, guys. It's a journey. I think of lots of questions. Where's AP when you? Estimates of trauma questions. You guys are so funny. You guys are literally hilarious. Like, you guys are so hilarious. You don't understand. Um, this is actually really funny. When I leave this, like, I'm gonna wash the dishes. I'm gonna get ready for bed. I'm just so shattered. I'm not even gonna ask. Please do not tell me what time it is in the UK. I'm not even gonna ask that question because I know when I get off this live, I'm gonna freak. I'm gonna be like, oh my gosh, it's so late. You, Scott, goes, what is trauma? Oh my god, you guys are so funny. You guys don't have to ask the questions, guys. Don't. It's fine. I'll stay on a little bit for extra 4 minutes. You guys are so funny. This is like a comedy show. This one says trauma questions. So Scott, I say, what is trauma? Do you know it's funny? I can't even answer that. I think what I think is. Oh, I got in trouble today for saying I think. I'm literally helping somebody to learn English, and they asked me a question. I was like, you can't say I think because that's not proof. And that's so funny. So I'm saying it again. I'm saying I think trauma is something that keeps you in a strapped mindset. When I say strapped mindset, I feel like a trapped mindset where um, you can be traumatized by an event where you no longer see things the same way as you did prior to what happened to you, and you now are affected by it in terms of different emotions that you probably can't control. You don't understand what's going on. um, some people become some people freeze in that mindset, or they don't know how to react. They freeze when they come across the trauma, and people act very differently compared to how they would have reacted before they experience the trauma. So, for example, if you, I wouldn't wish this on my worst enemy, if you see someone get hit by a car, right? Every time that person sees a car, say if it's a red car, if someone sees a red car, they may freeze, and then their mind is just stuck. Or they may say to everybody, don't walk near that red car, don't walk near, and then people thinking, how? Um, so trauma can like make people become traumatized, where that affects a part of the brain where they can't act the way that the normal self would have acted prior to the incident. Estefan said, why does God allow trauma? Oh, hard question. Why does God allow trauma? I think I don't want to speak for God, right? But I would speak over the fact that God gave man dominion over the earth. So he has given us that power, right? And he has an involvement to an extent. In the Old Testament, he would get involved when people would do evil stuff, and we all sadly are responsible for giving everybody trauma. We can be cruel sometimes. We say if I just start shouting at a cat right now, I'm gonna traumatize that cat. So every time that cat sees a human being, they're gonna be scared, right? So anyone can inflict trauma onto people. I mean, God gives us free will. Um, Whether some people agree with that free will or not, it's kind of down to that discussion. But um, God doesn't allow everything. God does intervene. People don't get away with everything forever. They get punished. Um, we get punished for everything that we do. Um, hi, Josiah. Is that how you pronounce your name? Sky said, is it like drama? Yeah, it's kind of like drama actually, because it's a bit chaotic. It can be, you see in a lot of drama shows, you do see trauma. The way they present it on TV is incredible, where you see people have flashbacks, or they probably have someone like freeze like that laying down, and then it goes back to an old scene. So people can see what happened to that person, so they can understand that person's character. I think that's what trauma is. Trauma can be unseen to some people, where if they don't know what happened to you, they don't understand you. Um, Scott said, Tanya, what do you like to talk about? I'm guessing that was when I couldn't decide. Josiah said, this is so relatable. Absolutely. Thank you so much, Josiah, for joining. Scott said, accept trauma because I've got no question unless Espen does. You're really like scraping at the walls trying to get this live going. Espen said Apostle Paul before his conversion was traumatizing other believers. Wow, I still need to read about Paul. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna come back to this. I need to screenshot this actually. So when I do read about Paul, I can go back to what you said. Yeah, people traumatize people in so many ways. We don't realize the harm we cause on others. Yeah, we really don't, Especially shouting. Shouting can be, some people don't like shouting, and when you're shouting, it's traumatizing them. Um, Children are very, easily traumatized as well because they don't really have a voice. Some adults don't have a voice either. Approved of people's deaths of stoning. Wow. Was that Apostle Paul approved of people's deaths of stoning? They did a lot of stoning in the Bible, didn't they? Drove people into jail and went out to seek believers. Interesting. What book is Paul in? Because I'm on. Oh my gosh, am I in the fifth book of the Old Testament? I think I'm on the fifth book. Psalm, Acts. Oh, it's in Acts. I'm nowhere near Acts. Tanya, let's not think about leaving. Let's think about happier, fun questions. I do need to leave soon because I gotta watch this. I gotta get ready for bed, guys. I have to sleep. I don't want to know what time it is, guys, because I've been so good lately. I haven't been the best, but I've been getting into bed at least by 4 a.m. And that's late, guys. That's late, but I'm making improvements, guys. And I don't want to fall off the bandwagon and then sleep at 5 a.m. I'm trying to get better. Oh, Esteban said we should let her sleep. That's so sweet. Yeah, that's true. Because, especially with my mood being off. I mean, I'm okay now, but you can imagine I'm probably going to wake up. Is it 2:38 a.m.? That's quite good, actually. Okay, that's not bad. That's not bad. Yeah, that's not bad. I've done well today then. I definitely need to get off soon though. And then I can kind of like, if I get into bed just before 4 a.m., that'd be a bonus. And then I want to try and sleep around that time. Scott, I said Esteban, not you too. How could you? How could you, Esteban? How could you? You've betrayed Sky now because Sky is trying to keep me on longer. I love the fact that you guys have got humour. Esteban said, I know, how could I? I love you guys, I really do. Yeah, so in terms of trauma, gosh, I really do wish that people really heal from their traumas. I hope that lady as well that said, why are you being nice? I hope she realizes that she's a nice person, and she does deserve people to be nice to her. It shouldn't be a question. But who am I to judge? I don't know what she's going through. I don't know what she's been through. Um, it just changes people. It makes them question. I don't think people are aware of what they're saying sometimes. You can kind of see when people are speaking through their trauma. Like, for example, let's use Esteban as an example. With Esteban saying that he's dumb, that could be a sign that somebody used those words to them when they were a child. That's a really big one as well, childhood trauma, with people saying like toxic words to a child. That circulates around the internet as well. People are addressing that you shouldn't name call a child, the effects it has on a child. I feel like the more you get very stuck into researching the trauma, it can kind of like, for some people, it might make them worse. It might make them, dive too much into it, where they get angry, they start trying to relive it. I don't know. I mean, whatever works for you works for you. But I feel like, um, if you don't get the answers and you're trying to research it, I feel like people always want to answer. They always want to answer, which is not a bad thing. It's supposed to, yeah, happening to me. Yeah, I used to do that. You can sometimes you end up going down a rabbit hole. You're trying to understand things, and sometimes not everything is meant to be understood in that moment. Maybe you probably understand it later on in life. Was in this cycle and thought if I got the answer, I'd get my faith in God back. Um, what sets me apart from some people is it doesn't mean I'm above anybody. I don't see myself as put myself on a pedestal or anything like that. I've never linked my trauma to God, and if I have, God, I'm so sorry. But from what I can think back on, I've never been like, okay, this has happened to me because of God. I've never linked into bad stuff. I've never done that. I've always seen him in a good light. I've always, I've looked back and I've been like, yeah, he saved me from this, he saved me from that. I can see where he intervened. At the time I wouldn't know, but I see when bad things happen to people, I'm like, yeah, that's you trying to rescue me. That's in reference to childhood trauma though. So your issue could be with God, I'm guessing. I think. I was in a cycle and thought if I got the answer, I'd get my faith in God back. How does one lose their faith in God? And that's not like a question to belittle you. I'm getting you to question that. Like, how does one person lose their faith in God? Because God shouldn't be conditional to you. God is always the same regardless. God is always there. Even when I was worldly, I still believed in God. I still knew, like, if I had great things, if I achieved great things in life, I'd be like, "Thank you so much, God." I'd be screaming the rooftop, going, "Thank you, God, I love you so much." Even when I was worldly, I'd be saying that, yeah, I love God. I was aware that I wasn't close to Him, I wasn't praying to Him, but I would still thank Him for the great things in my life. If I was scared about anything, I'd be like, "Please, God, help me with this exam," and um like I knew God had my back in that sense. I wasn't thinking that, but I knew that if I prayed to God, like I was always instructed by my mom, she'd be like, pray to God. I would know that I could pray to him and he would help. Does that make sense? As Stephen said, it's understandable. It doesn't mean that just because I think this way, it means that you're wrong. I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of people that can relate to you, but it's to get you to think because um, the way I think would be totally different to you, and the way Sky I would think is different to how I would think. So we're all unique in how we think. But guys, I'm gonna end this live here now because anyone that watches this video and wants to talk about childhood trauma and they watch this video, they're gonna be like, okay, what the hell is this live about? When they tune in. I think it's just a bad mindset I adopted. That mindset can change. It can literally change in seconds. It can change. You literally could wake up tomorrow and be like, yep, I'm so fired up for God. Like, it's what you connect with. It's what you feed your mind with as well. Like, I know for me, like, my online church helps me so much. It brings newness into my mind. And it makes me feel like I can walk on mountains. Like, that's how my church makes me feel. I'm like, yes, I've got this. I'm going to be the next big thing. That's how I feel when I watch my church services. I'm like, yes. I still cannot get this word odd looking thing away. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, Scott. Alright. We're gonna have to do a video about that or something. That is some creepy spirit that you see. Still cannot get this weird, odd looking. Can you see it now? Esteban said how. How? What did I say again? So, it's a new mindset. I think you just need to just keep talking about how you're feeling. It seems like you've got a lot of things that you need to get off your chest. You're ready to talk about stuff. I think I don't know how men deal with trauma compared to women, but I think oh my God, I'm trying to think. I just think that I don't know if men talk. I think it's probably a case of just venting it out and just working through it and processing stuff and being like, yeah, this happened to me and this was wrong and this is how I choose to move forward. I accept them, I forgive them. Um, but again, that's an ongoing process because sometimes those people can trigger you further. Um, oh my gosh, that food that I ate last night, I had to just chuck it away. It's tasted so disgusting. I made the worst disgusting dish ever, and I literally can just feel it in my stomach. I'm just like, oh, I couldn't eat it all. It was just so disgusting. I literally put like salt on it. I put like cheese on it. I tried to like make it taste better. It was so gross. Sky said, Tanya, please talk about what you love to talk about. Thank you for saying that, Sky said. Pray to Jesus, deliverance. Sky is very new to believing and stuff like that, so we might have to pray for Sky ourselves. I can't pray on my channel anymore because I used to do that and I got called out for it. Let's see where we go. That's creepy. You said you can change your mind. Yeah, you can. You can literally like when I watch my church, I'm just like so fired up. I'm like, yes, I'm ready to conquer the world. It's about feeding your mind with the right stuff. Could be a demon bonded to you. Oh my gosh. Do you have anything in your house like a Ouija board or anything like that? Oh my gosh, it slammed the door about 30 minutes ago. That's creepy. This was separated to Jesus. Estefania has a creepy smile. Pale looking face, sharp looking teeth. Is that what a demon is? This one's here is a demon. Yeah, so let's get people's reactions. You guys are creeping me out. Oh my gosh, I'm so scared. I seen it once in the cupboard. It was staring at me and got open the door and it was gone. It's a demon. You got to be kidding me. I haven't distracted. Oh, Estefan wants me to. I can't pray on my channel anymore. I got called out for it, guys. I got called out for it. The Bible verses started being thrown about how people that want to look righteous start praying in public. I'm like, I can't even do that anymore. Don't say you're scared. Satan works that way. Okay, you didn't have a Ouija board. Do I pray, guys? Do I pray? All right, bow your head, close your eyes, guys. Estefan. No, you're not meant to talk to demons, right? Estefan, you can talk to them in terms of like rebuking them by saying to them, look, right, you guys close your eyes. Could be autism maybe. Right, let's do prayer. So, guys, don't laugh at me. I'm not very good with prayers, right? So, dear Father God, I call on you today. I call on you to the two people in my life, Estefan, Sky. I don't know their correct names. Um, but I call on you today to heal them, to heal their hearts, to bring them closer to you. Anything that is troubling Sky's mind, his body, his soul, really heal him, bring healing onto him. Show him that you are real God. Show him that you are the true living God. Anything that is tormenting Sky and Estefan, I break it in the name of Jesus. I ask you to cover them in your blood. I ask you to cover them in the blood. Give Sky strength to see that no weapons formed against them shall prosper. That demon or whatever it is will be broken in the name of Jesus. That demon cannot harm Sky. Sky is stronger than you. You give Sky strength and power to step upon serpents and to crush them. I ask you to renew Estefan's mind, his body, his soul. Help him to walk into newness, help him to open his eyes so he can see by faith and not by sight. To see, help them both to see the world of how you see it for them. Help them to really walk in you, help them to become stronger, help them to pray to you. I ask you to give them the Holy Spirit to guide them, to really, I really hope that they pray to you tonight as well, so you can really help them to walk on water, to have faith in you, protect them from all evil and harm. Estefan wants the answers, but the answers are there. I pray you open his eyes so he can see that, guys. I ask you to give them the Holy Spirit tonight, or whatever time zone it is for both of them, and to really love them and give them that comfort to calm their mind. Give them peace, God. I love you in the name of Jesus. Amen. Oh my gosh, I did a prayer. It's so long, guys. It's so long. Yeah, so guys, this is where I end the live. I'm probably going to get crucified or cursed for doing a prayer in my life, guys. You're most welcome, Esteford. Sky said it didn't talk to me, but I told it to make a noise and it decided to lob a box across the room. But it answered a few questions. I told it to knock to answer the questions and it did. Oh, you're welcome, Sky. Don't talk to demons. I heard you're not meant to speak to them. You can speak to them if you're saying, you're casting them out, or when I say casting them out, you're speaking about Jesus. You're saying you're not welcome in this home and you cast them out. But you're not meant to speak to them. Yeah, guys. Yeah, so thank you guys for joining my live. I'm going to leave now because I need to get ready for bed, guys. It's getting late. I'm going to do the dishes. I'm going to get ready. To know your demons in you. I literally know when I've got demons in me. Not always. I can feel when I have a demon in me sometimes. Especially when you're being horrible to people, you can tell. If you don't want a lockbox locked at you. I shouldn't laugh at that. I shouldn't laugh at that. I really shouldn't laugh. Why do you make me laugh on my lies? Sky is asking, how do you know if you have demons in you? Yeah, so guys, I have to go. Yeah, so I hope everyone has a good night, a peaceful sleep. We are protected, we are covered by God, we're covered in Jesus' blood. Nothing can harm us. I suppose I don't know, I know how they work. Nothing can harm us. We have to really, really trust in God, trust that He is in control. Trust that he guides us on that train, right? God is with us on that train, and he already knows the end journey. He knows where we're going next. He just wants to bring those people into your life to help you navigate that. But how can you do that if you're stuck on the trauma, if you don't want to move forward? It's a bit hard, it's challenging, right? And you're going to get the same message from different people telling you to move forward. And if you don't want to hear it and you want to stay stuck in the past, your life is going to be stuck, and you choose what direction you want to take your life. Yeah, so guys, thank you so much for tuning into this live. I'm so sorry it's so long, guys. So anyone that just watches after I post it live, I do apologize. But yeah, so I'm grateful for you guys that commented. Yeah, it's been an interesting debate. Thank you so much for the likes, guys. Sky said, are you able to say it next when we both see each other on the next live? So Estefan, Sky is asking you to say in the next live how the demons work. Yeah, so guys, I'm so sorry if you guys don't get to finish your conversation. I do have to go. Yeah, so good night, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you guys are. Yeah, I'm not coming back on another live. This is it. Getting ready for bed. So once again, it's been nice talking to you guys. It's been a minute. I don't really do lives when I'm out and about as much now because of the crazy incident. So I'll try and be very careful. That's the thing, when you get trauma, it makes you become very cautious of things in the future because you want to prevent it. You don't want to experience it again. All right, good night to you as well, Estefan. See Sky. Bye, Tanya. Bye, Estefan. Bye, Sky. Yeah, it was nice. Yeah, it's nice talking to you all, actually. Yeah, so bye, everyone. Take care. And guys, if you have any questions on trauma, you're more than welcome to drop it in the comment section below. Bye. God bless everyone.